Hello, Hank.
Hello.
Okay, Hank, I'm an alien and I have literally just beamed down to Earth.
Oh,
And I'm
cool.
here at the Excel Center. What is VidCon?
It's a gathering of, oh gosh, so do I have to, you're an alien, so I have to explain YouTube to you and also
Oh my God.
humans. Do you understand voices, like talking with mouths, or do you do it with like scent or just facial expressions?
Facial
Okay,
expressions is
just
good.
facial
So
expressions. So I have to communicate.
no,
Okay.
you can go with
Sorry.
voices. That's fine. You can go with voices.
Um, VidCon is a group of people who either make or help people make or love people who make online video. A way of communicating that is very new, relatively new, and that allows basically anyone to reach any size audience.
So, what was the inspiration behind you and your brother starting it?
Back in 2009, John and I had gone on a couple of little tours where we'd like gone to libraries and we'd seen our audience in real life, and we knew most creators hadn't ever like seen their people in the flesh. Like, it's just numbers on the screen, and we knew there was a lot of excitement. And we also, I had gone to other industry events because I was, I'd had a career by then. I was 29, um, and and I knew somebody was going to start some kind of industry event, and I wanted it to be good, and I wanted it to basically just not suck. And so I had some friends who had started a convention before, and I emailed them, and Melissa and Ellie was like, get on the phone with venues in within the hour.
Wow.
So is it was a lot of sort of shared expertise, and that there was so much enthusiasm around the space. It just seemed like it had to be done.
That's incredible, right? So I was thinking, looking at your past, and yourself and your brother have worked together a lot, and you've had a lot of success together.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also true, like in the UK with the Gallaghers and
Mm-hmm.
Oasis. Now, do you ever think, do you ever
Well,
think, like, this is great, but I'd love to punch his face in?
I've never, I've wanted to punch his face, but I've never even gotten close to actually punching his face. Since adulthood, I've definitely punched his face in my life. Just for clarity, when you have a brother, it's hard to go through your whole life without punching. He never punched me. I was the younger one,
Okay.
so I was smaller, and that was my only way of expressing my distaste. Whereas he's always been very good with language, so he can do plenty of damage that way. Um, yeah, I think it's really interesting. There's a lot of siblings in creative industries that like people who
Yeah.
go at it together, and I think that is based on, you have to sort of put that relationship first and know that that's always going to be there, and that lets you, you know do something great together. Unless it all falls apart, and I'm not going to comment on Oasis.
But I mean, but seriously, you've had. I mean, there's times where you seem to have been able to sort of look into the future. You've kind of been ahead of the trends. You're really early on YouTube.
Hmm.
There's young people thinking about what areas they should be looking in, and or you were in front of some investors. What would you be saying? Like, this is the next big
Oh
thing.
God. Well, the thing, like, what the world is different now, and not just in the way that, like, um, like, obviously YouTube is a mature platform, and new entrants into the space are just a lot more clear. But like the real difference is that we didn't understand the impact that the internet was going to have on business, on culture, on society, and now we do more. And so that, for me, that kind of prescient thinking was based in an understanding of both business and media, and like those were just sort of twin obsessions of mine. Now I think that a obsession with business and like and the history of media, for clarity, not just like how it is right now. I think that trying to look forward is a lot harder now, because what like that paradigm shift has happened, and I don't see how it could happen more or be different. Now, you can look at other markets, like India or China or something, and say like, okay, well, they're going to follow some of the same paths, but of course they're going to be very different culturally, from how it happened in the U.S. or the U.K. Um, and so use that model to look forward if you're in an emerging market. But if for like for creators now, like people know when the new platforms are happening, and we're like, if you're coming to TikTok now, you're late to the party. But not to say that there isn't space. There's way more space on TikTok than there is on YouTube, for example.
So you do, like, you have books, blogs. You've got your second book coming out soon, right?
Yeah, July.
Vlogs. Any insight into that book? Any?
Oh, I'm working on copy edits right now, and so the first book was very much about what it's like to be on the social internet today, and this book is sort of trying to get at what it's going to be like to be on the social internet in the future. And one thing that I've sort of come out of that thought experiment thinking is that it's just less open, and so it's going to be more about people who already have a bunch of resources. Okay. So it's going to be harder to enter into unless you have the backing of a company or an already established audience or something like that. Not that it's impossible, but
okay.
Yeah.
So Hank, I don't know if you've ever had 6 in 1 minute, but if you're up for it, I'm going to ask you 6 questions for rapid fire answers.
Is it hot dogs? I can do that.
Okay, so 6 questions, rapid fire answers, right?
Okay.
I'm going to ask you quickly.
Bad at fast answers, as you have noticed.
It doesn't matter. There's no wrong answer, right?
Yeah.
So best invention of the last century?
The iPhone.
Your favorite piece of art or creative work?
The video Washington.
Okay.
You'll have to look it up. It's got some curse words in it.
Okay, you in the present time can go back to you as a 20-year-old. You've got 10 seconds. What do you tell that guy?
Oh, invest in Google.
Okay, so what turns you on or inspires you?
Other creators, almost exclusively.
What turns you off?
Manipulation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, say we just credited.
Was that 6?
No, you're on the last one
Okay.
now. Finally, we just credited your bank account with £1 million or dollars. No, we'll go with pounds. It's better.
I'll take pounds,
okay.
thanks.
You've got 3 minutes and a mobile phone. What do you buy?
And I don't. How do you spend £1 million?
In 3 minutes.
Can I buy a house?
On a mobile phone?
You can't buy a house with a phone. Something easily transferable, just gold, so that I can just keep it and then spend it later. I'm sorry, I'm being stodgy.
Gold.
Stocks.
Thank you so much, Hank. It's really great to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.